Good morning, students. Welcome back in the e-learning program of Gokul Education Society for the year 2020-21. Myself, Mrs. Karuna Devi from JDC Bitco English Medium High School. Today again I am here for the 5th standard mathematics of State Board for English Medium students. Students, in our last lecture we have learned about a protractor and how to measure the angle by using the protractor in the practice set number 25. Now let's go ahead to understand how to draw the angle with the help of protractor in the problem set number 26. Now students, let's start the problem set number 26 now, where we are going to see how to draw an angle with the help of protractor, where if the measurement is already given to us. Let's see the question. Draw and name the following angles with the help of a protractor. Let's see the first sum, where we have to draw an angle of the measurement of 60 degree. Let's see it. Let's see. Here the question number 1 is 60 degree angle we have to draw. For that, at first we have to draw the base of the angle. So suppose here I have drawn one line which is the base. So we have to place the point at first. Suppose this is the angle, this is the point Q and this one is the point R. Now students, among this, if you will think that Q is the vertex of this angle, so if Q is the vertex, then we have to place the protractor like this way. The center of the protractor should be over the vertex of the angle. So this Q is vertex of the angle, so we will place center of the protractor over the point Q, and this is one of the base arm of the angle which we are going to join towards the baseline of the protractor, like this way. The center of the protractor should be attached with the vertex Q and baseline should be attached towards the arm of the angle. Now here this side is having the number 0 and which is showing the arm of the angle. So we will start counting from here and we have to go up to the 60 because we have to draw the angle of 60 degree. So we will start with the 0, not with the 180. If we will count with the 180, then it will be go reverse. 180, 170, so this is the wrong one. So we will go towards the point 0. 0 degree, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. So this is the 60. It means this is the point where we have to show the one dot. Now students, this dot, it means the measurementing or division line of the protractor which is having the 60 degree measurement. So we have to join this point with our vertex Q. Got it? Place the name. This is the point P. Like that way we will get our angle PQR. So what is the measurement of this angle? 60 degrees. So we have to write like this way. We have to make one of the arc over the vertex and write the measurement 60 degree here. Now below this we have to write the measure of angle. This is a symbol of angle which I have told you earlier only. Angle PQR, the name of our angle P, the measurement of angle PQR is 60 degree. Got it students? If you want, you can take out the screenshot. Students, if you want, then you can put out the arrow mark over the end of the arms. But for this stage of 5th standard, it is not essential. So you can keep it like this way also. Now let's move towards the next question. Now students, see, second question is of 120. We will directly go towards the third question, which is of 90 degree. We have to create the angle of 90 degree. Again, we have to draw one base. Suppose this is the baseline. Label the name Y and Z. Among these Y and Z, if the Y is the vertex, then we have to place the center of the protector over the point Y and the baseline over the arm of the YZ or the angle. Now 90 degree, we will start counting from here 0, 10, 20, 30, 80 and this one is the 90. So place the point over it. After that, you have to join this point towards the Y. Label the name X. So this is your angle XYZ, and here vertex Y is having the measurement of 90 degree. So you have to write the measurement 90 degree here. But students, here you cannot make the arc because this XY is creating a perpendicular bisector over the line YZ. So instead of writing this curve, we will going to place the symbol like this way, which is showing us the measurement of angle XYZ is 90 degree. Now students, let's see the last seventh one example where we have to draw the angle of 45 degree. Here I have already drawn this base. Its name is suppose BC. Now students, it is not essential to show the B or this left sided point only as a vertex. We can keep the C also as a vertex. So now let's assume that suppose BC is a vertex of the angle. So we have to place the center of the protector over the point C. If we will assume the C as a vertex and the arm of the angle BC should be over the baseline of the protector. Now students, if BC, that arm is on the left side of the protector, it means we should start counting from the left sided 0 point. Now in this situation we cannot count from the right side because the arm is on the left side of the center of the protector. So we should start counting from here. Now we have to show the 45 degree. So we will start from here 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 and the next one is directly 50. It means that 45 number is not given, but between the number 40 and 50 there are 10 lines. Among that, this middle one line is little bit more in height. So if we will count that, this minor lines, it means we will count from 40, 41, 42, 43, 44 and this more in height. This line is nothing but the 45. So we will place the point over this. And if we will join this point with the vertex C. Like this way, we will place the name here A. So this angle ACB is having the measurement of 45 degree, which we have to write it down. Now students, let's see one more example which is little bit different, where we have to draw an angle of 165 degree. Let's draw the first of all base. Suppose this is a base. Put the name MN. Now suppose among this the point M is the vertex of the angle. So we have to place the center of the protector over the vertex and the baseline over the arm of the angle MN. So this is the center of the protector and at the right side of that we can see the arm. Which means we will start counting from here up to the 165. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. And next one is directly 170. So the number 165 will be in between these two numbers. So this one is a 160. We will count 5 more lines. 161, 162, 163, 164, and this one is which is more in height. This one will be the 165. So we will dark out the point and join that point with our vertex M. So like that way, suppose this is a point L. So this is the angle which is having the measurement of 165 degree, which we have to write. Got you, students? If you want, you can take out the screenshot. Like this way, our problem set number 26 is over. The remaining question you have to solve by your own in your notebooks. Now students, let's move towards the next important concept, that is types of angles. Basically, there are 3 types of angles. First one, right angle, second, acute angle, and third one is obtuse angle. Let's study them one by one in detail. The first type of angle is right angle. See, this is the figure of right angle. Here angle ABC is a right angle. See the definition. Angles of measure 90 degree are called right angles. Now let's move towards the second type of angle, that is an acute angle. Here this is the figure which shows us that angle RST is an acute angle. So the angle which is less than 90 degree, it means which is less than a right angle, then it is called as a right angle. Note down the definition. An angle which is measures less than a right angle is called an acute angle. Now let's move towards the last but the most important type of angle, that is an obtuse angle. Here in this figure, angle LMN is having the measurement which is more than 90 degree. That's why it is called as an obtuse angle. So note down the definition. An angle which is measures more than a right angle is called as an obtuse angle. So students, you have to note down all these 3 type of angles along with its definition and figure. Now students, let's move towards the another important concept, that is parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Let's start the first type of lines, that is parallel. Students, can you see the pictures over the screen? Here this is the first picture of the window. The bars on the window in the picture are parallel to each other. It means the distance or the gap between each rod is similar one and their direction is also the same one. If you will observe the second image, then you can observe the steps on the ladder in the picture are parallel to each other. The gap between the 2 vertical legs of the ladder is also the similar one, and about the horizontal steps over the ladder are also having the same distance in between them. So it means that these both are the examples of parallel lines. Now students, here this is one activity for you. You have to take a simple rectangular piece of paper. Then you have to fold in such a way that one edge falls exactly on the opposite edge. After that, make another fold in the same way. And then at last you have to unfold the paper and trace the lines made by the folds with a pencil. This type of the dotted lines you have to make. Then you can observe that all these 3 inner lines are just parallel to the vertical edges of the paper. So all these are the parallel lines. Students, the question may come in your mind, if both the lines are not in same size, then what will happen? Then the lines which are shown alongside in the figure are not in equal length, but still they are parallel lines. Now students, let's do one more activity to understand the concept very clearly. By using the pencil, we have to draw the lines along the both the side of the ruler, or either we can use the sketch pen to highlight it clearly. Then if you will put the ruler aside, then you got the two lines which are also the parallel lines. So from all these examples we can come over one conclusion. These parallel lines do not intersect. It means that they are not going to cut, or they are not cutting to each other, no matter how far they are extended on any side. Now students, let's see the second important type of lines, that is perpendicular lines. Students, we have seen many objects standing straight on the ground. These objects form a right angle with their shadow. For example, the angle formed by a pole and its shadow on the ground is 90 degree or a right angle. So observe the picture given on the screen for clear understanding. Now students, let's see the definition of perpendicular line. When two lines form an angle of 90 degree with each other, they are said to be perpendicular to each other. So these two are the perpendicular lines of each other. Now let's see the examples of perpendicular line. The first example is any type of notebook. If you will measure the angles between any two adjacent sides of your notebook, then you will find a right angle among them. It means the two sides or the adjacent sides of notebook are perpendicular to each other. Now look at the picture of another example. This is the picture of a page of notebook. If you will observe the horizontal lines on the paper, they are parallel to each other, right? But however, the vertical margin, which is in red color at the left side of the page, creates a right angle with the horizontal lines. Therefore, it is a perpendicular to the horizontal lines. Students, if you want, you can write down the definition, diagram and the examples of perpendicular lines in your notebook. Now students, let's move towards the problem set number 27. Here is our first question is, give examples of parallel lines you can see in the environment. So what do you think? Let's write the answer. The first example is bars on the window that we have seen in the picture, and second example, the horizontal lines in the notebook are the examples of parallel lines. Students, if you want, you can write it immediately or take the screenshot. Let's see the question. Give two examples of perpendicular lines you can see in your environment. What you can think? Can you write the examples? I will give you. Here, the first example is the angles formed by a pole and its shadow on the ground, which I have shown you just before only. The second example is the adjacent sides of the notebook. Both are the examples of perpendicular lines. Write it down. Now students, let's move towards the third question, where they have given us the different examples of lines. So you have to look towards the picture and decide whether the lines given in each picture are parallel or perpendicular to each other, and write the answer in the box. The first two answer is already given to you. You have to write the another three. Got it students? Can you able to do that? Yes, it is very easier one. You can definitely do that. Like that way, our problem set number 27 is over. Complete the exercise in your notebook. Now students, here is time to note down your activity. You have to write and learn all the three types along with its definition and figure, as well as you have to learn and write the parallel lines and perpendicular lines along with its definition, figure and examples. You have to write all these 3 points on the foolscap paper. Okay? After that, you have to complete your homework, complete the practice set number 27 in your classwork notebook. Last but not least, take care of yourself. Stay at home only. Don't go outside. Take care.